Hi everybody, my name is Justin Stoney and I'm the founder of New York Vocal Coaching here in New York City. Welcome to episode 65 of Voice Lessons to the World, the show where we want to help you guys as singers by answering your vocal questions from all over the world, and I'll give you a chance to ask questions later. But our question for this week comes from Ona B. in Kaunas, Lithuania, and Ona writes, "Dear Justin, I'm a perfectionist, and I know that this is getting in the way of my singing. Any advice for a perfectionist like me?" Now, Ona, that's a fantastic question, and I really appreciate you bringing up that topic of perfectionism, because perfectionism is actually one of the worst plagues in the entire vocal kingdom. Perfectionism can stand in the way of your vocal potential more than just about anything. So I think this is definitely an important topic for us to discuss. But before we do, I'd like to share something that I've never shared here on Voice Lessons to the World, which is that I, personally, am a complete and total failure. No, really, it's true. And my hope today is that I can show you guys why you're a complete and total failure too. All right, so that's going to be our topic for today, is reasons why you're a complete and total failure. The first one is you're a failure at being perfect. So if we're perfectionists and we're judging by a perfect standard, we always have to be perfect in our singing, in our life, then we're always actually going to be a failure, right? Because nobody's perfect. There's no perfect person and there's no perfect singer. So if our standards are perfection, then we're always going to feel not good enough. Like we have to live up to a higher standard, like we have to do more, like something's wrong with us. And so that's why we always have that feeling of being a failure when we're perfectionists, is because by those standards, we're always going to be a failure. So repeat after me. I'm a failure at being perfect, and it's okay to fail. That was nice. Now next, you're a failure at vocal technique. To be great as a singer, to have great vocal technique, we've got to make all kinds of bizarre sounds. We need nasal ones, we need deep ones, we need breathy ones, we need tight ones, we need low ones, we need high ones. We need all kinds of sounds in our voice in order to get great vocal technique. But if we're perfectionists, then we're never going to be willing to make those odd, bizarre, imperfect sounds that really make singers great. Not only that, but we're always going to be trying to be perfectly on pitch instead of allowing the voice to learn where that pitch is, being willing to be flat and sharp sometimes as we're working on vocal technique, being willing to crack. We've talked about that in the past. We need to be able to make a lot of different kinds of sounds that may not be perfect in order to improve our vocal technique. So repeat after me. I'm a failure at vocal technique, and it's okay to fail. Next, you're a failure at practicing. A lot of times when we're perfectionists, we have some problems with our vocal practice. Either it's that we procrastinate and avoid and put off our vocal practicing altogether, or we're practicing so hard that other problems result. If we have to be perfect, sometimes we're afraid to practice because practicing is going to be the place where we learn that we're not perfect, that there's things in our voice that we have to work out. So that causes us to avoid it, to put it off, and to save it for another day, and then we realize, 3 months have gone by and I still haven't practiced. Why is that? It's the perfectionism. The other thing is we could sometimes be practicing so hard, trying to get every detail right, just be so perfect with everything, and that also builds in frustration and tension to the voice. We need to have enjoyable practices where we have a goal in mind, we're working hard, but we're also giving ourselves a break. That's what's going to make a successful practice. It's also going to inspire you to practice more. So say it with me now. I'm a failure at practicing, and it's okay to fail. Next, you're a failure at enjoying success. The voice really loves it when we give it positive reinforcement. If you're always saying, oh, it could have been better, oh, it wasn't enough, oh, I didn't like how I did, that actually builds in more fear, more stress, more tension into the voice. If you had a successful practice session, a successful lesson, a successful audition, or a successful performance, you need to take that time to enjoy the success that you had. Don't always just be looking for the future and not taking time to enjoy that moment, because you need to value each step along your vocal journey. It's actually going to make the journey move faster towards where you want to be if you're valuing your success. So, say it with me. I'm a failure at enjoying success, and it's okay to fail. Now next, you're a failure to all of them. One of the things that us perfectionists often do is we create them, these other people that may not even be real. What do they think? What are they going to think of me? Them. It could be real people for sure, but a lot of times it's imaginary fans, imaginary audience members, imaginary casting people, industry people, imaginary critics. And first of all, it doesn't matter what they think anyway. But a lot of times, like I say, they're not even real people to begin with. What matters is what you think. How are you doing with your voice? Are you growing? And are you enjoying every step of your music making? So, say it with me now. I'm a failure to all of them. And it's okay to fail. Now next, you're a failure at performing. The best performances that we see are from people who are willing to make mistakes. They go so far, they're so brave and so daring, and the performance, whether that's a high note that they could easily crack on, but they take the risk and they hit the note and it's amazing, or an emotional scene where the actor is so invested and you just say, how are they so risky? How are they so brave to do that? It's hard when you're a perfectionist, because if you're always trying to avoid making a mistake, you can never get that brave, daring, awesome performance that it takes. We need to be willing to make mistakes as performers so that we get our most true and most daring performance. So say it with me. I'm a failure at performing, and it's okay to fail. Now next, you're a failure at your career. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people making with perfectionism is that they never get out there. They're always working so hard to get it perfect before they show anybody. They don't want to show this song. They don't want to go to this audition. They don't want to release this album because it's not perfect. There's no perfect artist, and we love people's flaws. So, unfortunately, so many people with beautiful voices and so much talent, we don't even get to see them because they keep it locked up until it's perfect. And really the truth is, it will never be perfect, and so then we're missing out on so many great artists that are holding back their potential because they're afraid that people won't think it's perfect. The other thing that's a little unfortunate about people's careers is sometimes I see people with great careers. We got some folks that are top recording artists and Broadway stars, and a lot of times it's not enough. And that's kind of a sad thing when it's not quite enough for folks, that you can't take that time to say, this was an incredible victory and I am really doing well as an artist. We'll really encourage any professional artist to take stock of where you're at and say, wow, look at how far I have come on my artistic journey. But that being said, let's say it together. I'm a failure at my career, and it's okay to fail. Now next, you're a failure at life. Okay, now that's a good one. So artists have this tendency sometimes to want to create an image of themselves through their art, a perfect image of somebody else, some perfect singer, some perfect artist, some celebrity. And the truth is, you don't ever get to be that. You always get to be you. And you might be very, very successful, but you never get to be that perfect singer. You never get to be that perfect star, that perfect celebrity. Even the celebrities that we have, they're still just people, all right? So you never really get to be that thing that you may possibly as a perfectionist be working towards. And so it's good to know that that's not really going to happen. And then you can enjoy who you are in this life, independent of your artistry, and then they're both going to take off more, your life and your art, when you're free from having to be a perfect image of somebody else. So, say it with me, I'm a failure at life, and it's okay to fail. Okay, so next, you're a failure at happiness. One of the things that I think is the most important about this discussion is that I want you guys to be able to enjoy your singing, right? Singing is not the thing to be frustrated, defeated, broken about. Singing is the thing that's supposed to make you happy, that's supposed to bring joy to you and to the people around you. It doesn't matter if you are a top-level singer or if you're just starting off, you can hardly stay on pitch. It's fine. Singing is a joyful thing, and it's a good thing for all of us. And so if your perfectionism is causing you to get so frustrated and so down, turn it around. Sing it for a different reason. Sing, as we always say, for the joy and for the passion. Don't lose that joy, don't lose that passion. We want you to be singing for that purpose at any level, whether you're a top pro or you're just starting off anywhere in between. Singing ought not be frustrating and defeating for you. Even if there's difficult times, there's a lot of hard technique to work through. Don't let yourself get discouraged and hold yourself to a high standard. Enjoy where you are so that you have that happiness and joy when you sing. So, I'm a failure at happiness, and it's okay to fail. Now, last, you're a success at singing. That's right. Singing is actually perfect for helping us eliminate our perfectionist tendencies. Singing, if you do it with joy, will allow you to be goofy, it'll allow you to be ridiculous, allow you to be okay with making mistakes, allow you to be braver, allow you to be more confident, allow you to know yourself on a deeper level and to work through things, emotional, mental, spiritual, vocal technique. Singing is one of the greatest ways to get in touch with the fact that we're all imperfect successes. Singing will do that for you. So, repeat after me. I'm a success because I know I'm not perfect, but I choose to sing and live with joy and passion anyway. And I hope that that's been helpful for you, Ona, and for all of us perfectionists. If you guys have questions that you'd like to see us answer on the show, you can send an email to questions@voicelessonstotheworld.com. And today, more than ever, I'll say to you guys again, don't lose that joy, don't lose that passion, don't let people tell you you can't sing, even if that's your perfectionist self. You know it's not true. Get with a great voice teacher in your area, or if you guys are in the New York City area, or you'd like to Skype with one of our staff, you can visit us at www.newyorkvocalcoaching.com. And if you like these videos, I encourage you to download our free app. It's for iPad, iPhone, hopefully more in the future. A lot of free resources, articles, tips, great stuff to help you guys grow as singers. Or you can visit www.voicelessonstotheworld.com. I'm Justin Stoney. We'll see you next time.